Hey guys, Wolf of Dimensions here with a new video of Anime Corner. Well, this is a big question. We know it's been greenlighted for a season 3 of Code Geass, and a big question on my mind, maybe on a bunch of other people's minds. I don't really go through forums or stuff anymore. I stopped doing that a few years ago because you know how things change with forums and how the media works and how people are easy to spread rumors. I don't really go through forums. But a big question on my mind is, will Zero return? Now we know that it's Lelouch of the Resurrection. Now that's been told. So here's the thing. The issue is Lelouch the main character first off? I'm hoping he has to be because of the title. But more so, we're not focusing on that. We're focusing on, is Lelouch, the original Zero, coming back? Now, the issue with this question is that we know that Suzaku has taken the name of Zero and has taken the position of Zero. We get that. Now the issue is that I saw a picture of some of the art that they had for the thing, and I'm not sure if it's official art for the third season, but if it is, it shows Suzaku not in the Zero costume. Now, that's an important thing, because he's supposed to remain as Zero and always wear the costume. It's kind of his job now. And I'm wondering if Zero will return and even rejoin the Black Knights. Now, we saw where his Lelouch left off. Here's the issue with this. Is that Lelouch was the emperor that controlled the world. Like, everyone hated him. And that was his goal. The Zero Requiem was that he was supposed to die, and everyone would have the Geass known as wishing. And that becomes important. Because it sets up the future of the world. Now, the reason why it's okay to have him come back and why it's okay for a third season is because, you know, in the world, even if you wish for people to work together or to give people the Geass of wishing, that doesn't mean it'll always be good. And that's what sets this up. Now, so Suzaku has set the way to become the new Zero. Of course, not having Lelouch's intellect, he has more war prowess than he does intelligence. I mean, I'm not saying he's stupid, but he's just not on the same level as Lelouch. So what that means is that, you know, if there is a war again and the Black Knights are in a war, they will need Lelouch. They will need Zero, because they cannot fully cooperate or even manage without his guidance. Now, this goes back to who would be okay with it. I really think a bunch of the people, if they ever heard his plan, or if he ever told them his plan, I think they'd be okay with it. I mean, Colin would. We all know Colin would. We know C2 would. I think Suzaku would. Nonali would. Major influential people in the Code Geass world would take part of it. And actually be okay with him back. You see, that's where it conflicts because of the rest of the world and how most of the Black Knights didn't know who Zero was. It was just the upper core. So would the Black Knights love to have him back? Yeah, I think they would want him back. I think they'd keep him back too. So it's just the upper core would fight dearly to not have him back, and would probably try to betray him at any angle. Now Ogi, I believe, would listen to him or hear him out. He is the only person besides maybe, what's her name? Can't remember her name. Kaguya. She is probably the only other person that would listen to him. With Schneisel obeying whatever Zero says, he's not too much of an opponent anymore, and Lelouch knew that it was a bad idea to kill him, because he needed Schneisel as a pawn. Now, for Zero, the real Zero, to come back, it would require that Lelouch is willing to take up the mantle of Zero again. It would require that the world needed Zero in that way, and it would require Lelouch being able to work under those circumstances. Now, of course, as we all know, he probably will not be able to join the Black Knights. I mean, it's probably not going to happen. Even if most of the under people don't know, the whole entire upper core did. And just because Colin allows it doesn't mean that the rest of them aren't. Suzaku has taken the mantle. I don't really think he'll take it back from him. And if Suzaku puts the mantle down, he breaks his promise, and Suzaku usually doesn't break his promises. So, do I believe Lelouch is going to return as Zero? This is a very iffy subject because we haven't received much about this. Some people even say there's going to be a new main character, which I will not be happy with, because if they were going to make a new character, they really needed to switch the name instead of Lelouch the Resurrected and just moved on without him. He has to be a main character. It's his story. No matter how you look at it, even in Akito the Exiled, in a way it was his story. And the events of Akito the Exiled influenced what happened to Lelouch in that time. So, do I believe that Lelouch needs to be a main character? Yes. Do I believe that Zero needs to be a main character? Yes. Without Zero, it's just like without Lelouch. Zero is the symbol of Code Geass, and the symbol of what things need to be. So, do I believe Zero will be around? Yes. Do I believe Lelouch will be a main character? Yes. Do I believe Lelouch will take up the mantle of Zero? Again, it's very iffy. He possibly could, but most of me is wanting to say no. Or maybe just once. Because he has passed that mantle on. Of course, Suzaku can't really play the role correctly or even fully, but it's just what we might get stuck with, and it's what we were stuck with because of the Zero Requiem. Do I feel like people will complain that he's not Zero anymore? No. I mean, he did Zero, he played Zero, and he understood that he can't be Zero anymore for the right of the world. And he gave that up on his own, and everyone was okay that he gave it up. So, no, guys, I really want him to become Zero again, but a lot of me believes that he will not be Zero again, or if he does, it won't be long. I mean, it's just going to be really tough. I'm excited, guys. Let me say that this is going to be one of my favorite things of the entire year. So, thank you for watching, guys. Wolf of Dimensions signing off. Bye.